What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? Day traders, cloud swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. Hope you guys are ready. Oh, I got to change my order around real quick. Trying to get the Octa swing trade in there uh before the market gets started because I did not do that. Man, somehow we made it to the last day of the month. And definitely a wild month for sure. So let me just change this real quick. Mm, Give me 1 second. Also, let me know if you guys got any tickers that you guys want to look at as well. I'm just finishing getting this ready, but yeah, wild month. I don't know. I didn't see any news. I know yesterday we talked about it for a little bit, but I didn't see any news as to why we just started randomly tanking. So, that being said, there's been an absolute wild amount of times where that same exact thing has happened, usually intraday. What we've been figuring out is as soon as those big moves happen, they tend to just bounce back in August. But that's August. That's August. We got 3 day weekend, and then that's going to push us into September. So we'll see what that does. September is a little bit more to the bearish side typically. I don't know if that's going to play out. And then by the end of today, we should have finished obviously daily candles, but also weekly, also monthly. And yeah, we should get a little bit more edge into this market. We shall see. But Albert says, Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you as well. We got Coinbase on the list for today. Let me know if there's any other tickers that you guys want to take a look at. Right now, just like yesterday, the market wants to move after hours. So nonstop selling again, not really for a reason, but we do have on the chart good support that we closed at yesterday, 558.36. So watch that price, and then I think if we start breaking down the low of yesterday, that could put us to a little bit of a deeper sell heading into a 3 day weekend. Otherwise, very strong resistance right above us, 560.59. The next one up is 561.70. As we talked about, all of these levels in here, this is going to make it a little bit more choppy, I think, but all of these levels have already been hit. They've been messed around with, they've been played with. So all of the levels to the higher side and to the lower side is a lot easier to break through, and there's big moves on either side of it. So if you want to try to bracket the trades, I get it. That makes sense as well. But I'm expecting probably a little bit more of a chop day, and we do have that slight bullish edge from it is a gap and go. Q, same thing. It is a gap and go as well. We are at least holding some kind of support. Q's actually closed slightly under support yesterday, so that's a little troublesome, but you do have the 20 right there too, so 471.48. Otherwise, on this trade, Q's big level is going to be 476.55. The next one up from there, which I think is doable, but 478.34. That's where I think we run into a little bit of trouble today. And then if we have a crazy day, I'll be looking for like 481.16. So we'll see how that one wants to play out. All right, we'll take a look at Coinbase. Let me get my YouTube up. EJ says, why do you use TradingView in the browser instead of the app? That's just how my brain works. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't even ever download the app. I just use this. I also do think too, EJ, that for me at least, if I want to check the phone, I go to TradingView. It's all the stuff's already saved. If I travel a lot, so I'm always on the road. So if I don't have that laptop with me, that computer, don't have the app on it, it's just easier. But good question, just personal preference, I guess. Coinbase. Coinbase, and then also it's easy for me to flip around if I have to check like short floats or news or something like that. I could just easily pull up another tab, dividends, whatever the case too. So just for me, it's just how my brain functions. Coinbase, so that's gapping up a little bit into a pretty big resistance. So watch where we're at now. Slightly higher maybe. So if we start breaking this 190.43, there is some room to the upside. I think you're looking for like a 195.44. And then if we start getting crazy, I don't know if it does. It's going to depend on Bitcoin, but 197.03. You're below the 200 right now as well. So that 200 EMA might also give us a little bit of resistance there too. So a little bit of a chop. I don't know. Let's check out Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down today. That's going to also be tough for Coinbase to rally, and then I'd actually be okay taking it to the bearish side. Coinbase just kind of chilling. That's at the 200 as well. It's on the southbound side of it, trying to break through. So we're gonna need probably Bitcoin to start rallying. There's gonna be another little resistance on Bitcoin at 60,379, but that at least will take us over the 200. If Bitcoin does really good, 62,274. Again, going into a 3-day weekend, I've noticed a lot that you'll get those kind of bullish moves in crypto when the market's closed for extended period of time. So maybe this is a decent spot if you're looking for a crypto, and then in turn Coinbase too if you're trying to hold something over the weekend. But we'll see if that trend holds up over the next 3 days. But for day trade wise, it's a little bit of a tight range. Foot Locker. Um, Still dealing with this gap down from earnings. Got obviously good volume. We did break out of that. You're at the high end of the range yesterday. Looks like we are slightly above it, maybe by a penny. I think everyone's kind of looking at this gap fill. I'd see if we get a little pullback first. I'm not looking for much, maybe like 31.14. We get that 31.14 to hold. You do have targets on this gap fill up to 32.94. But before that, you have pretty good resistance at like 32.23 and then 31.95. So I think a little bit of a struggle bus on the way up, but it does look decent. So give me a little pullback, get me some better risk reward on that one. LULU. Lululemon. I liked it a lot in the swing room yesterday from where it was after hours. And that has to do with this level right here. So there's as soon as these VPOCs load up, it'd be a lot quicker on the app, probably. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm looking for like 272.11. And then I was like, we were sitting like up here somewhere, 275-ish, 274. Since then, we've come down. Now we have that resistance we got to break through again. I actually think it's probably more of a pullback than anything. You probably have good risk reward. I don't know if I would swing trade this one because it is low. But if you're going to throw some kind of stops in here, I'd throw it in for like a day trade at like 274.12. Play it to the bearish side, see if you can fill some of those gaps. Maybe down back to like 260. That being said, too, to the downside, you have one big support, 267.65. That's going to be a little bit of a hindrance on the way down. So probably a little choppy. The earnings were okay. Again, they missed on the revenue portion of things by 35 million. The growth in China was awesome. So uh, there was obviously some signs and of like some positivity, and international last quarter was really good too. Just that US has to continue to grow. And I think they have what the breeze through pants they call it or whatever that's been delayed. And they did talk about it on the conference call. They said it's gonna come out soon. Don't worry, but no date. So probably a little bit more chop on Lulu. It looked a lot better last night than it does for right now. X US Steel. This is gonna bring back some AMAT memories, I think. I think this one's gonna trade a little slower. That being said, we did close above the 200 yesterday. I still got one more target to the higher side before we can possibly take off. That's going to take us to like 38.98. Pretty strong day yesterday. I would like to see some kind of support. The real support is actually under the 200. It's 38.34. But I would like to see if I was to hop in, I would like to see that 200 hold. So see if we can get a little pullback into like 38.43, see how it wants to give us any candles at that point. And then if we do break, give me a hammer trap candle, something at 38.34. If that doesn't hold, I think we come all the way back down to 38.04, which would give us a better opportunity to get in, but I don't know if we'd be loving it. Otherwise, Again, really good close. If you get any kind of high wave candle out of the gate, let's move this one up. I think I'd probably only be interested if I could get that high wave. Give me some kind of high wave candle out of the gate, and then I think we're good. If I could get TradingView to go higher. If I could get it. Go, go, go. Hold on a second. Why? Now what's happening? Did they do it? They didn't even move it. All right. It's on the list. It's on the list. We got Baba. Mm, Baba. Nice little gappy. It's a really good one, actually. Baba ADRs rise after completing 3-year regulatory overview. Okay. 3 years seems like a good investment time. There's 3-year strategy, antitrust scrutiny. That's positive for it. Oddly enough, when did we set this? Oh, we were looking at this one yesterday. Yeah, we wouldn't even got filled. We're almost at targets. Great. They're great. So what I meant to say was not take the break, just buy after hours trading yesterday. That's what we should have did. And then we'd be pretty much at targets. Watch for this spot around. I'm getting past any regulatory anything, I think is solid, especially antitrust stuff. So that is really good news for Baba. But you do have this big resistance up here somewhere around 85.40. So I'm in it. I own it. I have it. This is good, but I'd have to watch for this 85.40 if I was to take any kind of swing trade. That's probably where resistance wants to come in, even how we were looking at this one. So if somebody was smarter than me or caught this one earlier and you caught it anywhere at like 79.70, you're looking at like $80, $81. You made your money pretty quick. Most likely this probably runs a little bit at open, and then I would actually look for a fade with just good risk reward to the downside. But really nice gap on that one. See if we can get through that point. Let's see. If we can get through that today, that would take us to, I guess I got my next spot at like 86.15 we got to watch for. I think a big one for today would be about 86.80 and then an extremely stretched target. I think a longer term target too is about 88.29, but we'll see. Where's the volume candle in this one? Volume candle is this one right here. Yeah, bears profitable on this short. They were short here. They were profitable. So you are squeezing some people. That might be enough to get us past that 85.44. We'll definitely keep an eye on Baba for today too. MU? Stop it, Jennifer. You know how I feel about MU. Although it is turning the corner a little bit, so maybe. Otherwise, they get me every time. Yeah, MU kind of looks good. Dang it. Why does MU gotta look good? Um, Good double bottom. You got really nice volume on this candle yesterday, or 2 days ago, actually. I still got this big resistance right here. 97.48. No, stop it. All right. I'd want to clear this 97.43. If we could clear that, the next immediate target is 98.82. And then if we could get past that, we have a really good trade on our hands back to like $100.53. Longer term, this could be a double bottom higher lows if we get that rotation. So even for a swing trade, unfortunately, for me, this kind of looks good. But for anybody that doesn't get killed by MU all the time, congratulations. Looks nice. We just got to go a little bit more. So maybe we can see a little pullback at open, something, reject that resistance once, give us some kind of reversal signal, and then push higher. That's it. That's all the tickers we got. That's there's nothing else happening. I know. Hold on. There's two actually. We'll start with Tesla. We'll start with Tesla. This is the chaotic scrambled egg brain that I had yesterday in the afternoon room. So I like Tesla bullish. right now. It doesn't mean it's going bullish. I could be 100% wrong. But um, as a swing trade perspective, I'm just trying to figure out how to play this one. I really like the entry, like a lot, somewhere around 199.51. That being said, we got pretty much slightly under that 200 yesterday or 2 days ago. We closed at that 200 today. It is a gap and go. And my initial setup for a swing would be 212.37 if we can get in. I don't have it set, so I'm just kind of watching it. But if Tesla chops around, so we don't get that crazy big move out of the gate, one direction or the other, we just get some kind of chop, even come back down to that 200, look for some kind of support around 206.70. Or we start breaking out of the highs of yesterday, but we get some kind of chop first. Then I won't mind trying a Tesla bull trade today to see if we get some momentum. And again, we do have some options expiring today too, so it's not gonna be all clear sailing. Intel was the other one. I don't know. I think I got to refresh my browser, but Intel looks very interesting too. This is a retest gap from yesterday. We have this huge gap fill with target up to like 29.20. But we're also clearing all the resistance. This is a little bit of a double bottom. I've besides the 20 EMA and then maybe the high of this candle, which is like 21.95. Intel actually kind of does look good for a little trade. So I would like to see a little pullback. It's just kind of been running all pre-market so far. But I got to add this one to the list as well for potential trade. And then I picked up some Lulu this month, so I don't have a deposit really till next week. But I was thinking about it, I was like, this is kind of where I wanted the price of Intel for good valuation. Obviously, all the news is negative and everybody hates Intel right now, but I'm not opposed to, let me just reload the site. I'm not opposed to actually doing a little dollar cost average down here for next month. If Lulu doesn't pull back a little bit further, but even at Lulu's price, I still want that one too. Get another deposit in on Lulu, but we'll see. Okay, just waiting for this to load up. Hold on one second. There we go. MBD. Uh, what is that gap? Is this earnings? Also, I've never seen this little symbol. Let's see what that one is. So this came in yesterday after hours. We're getting a gap up. It's a major beat on earnings per share by 44%, and then they came in with 13 million higher on the revenue side of things. What is this thing? Key facts. Okay. I've never seen that before. Positive ratings. That's kind of cool. That's a cool feature. Although it makes all those tickers look, all the symbols look like a big tower now. You're in the middle of nowhere. Technically, it's a retest gap, so maybe don't be the first one to go bullish out of the gate. Or if you are, you're taking some kind of pre-market break. But targets to the higher side, I think could take you into 312.48. You do have that 200 right before it, so maybe you look for like 309.60. Still a good move to the upside. To the downside, though, if you got just a bunch of profit takers today, you got 267.53. So that's either of those zones is where I would like to make a play, whether it's up here to the short side or if we do pull back first with a major pullback. And I forgot what company we were looking at. Yes, oh, CRM. CRM had a nice gap up yesterday. In fact, let's take a look at that one. Maybe we could play some follow through today on it. But they had a really good gap up. Kind of reminds me of the Mongo database that we're looking at. This was, I guess, into a little bit of resistance on this gap up, but even this fade down, we were looking for like maybe this thing could hold at 265.59, maybe it holds at 262, maybe get it to hold at like 260. And this thing just kept on falling all day. So you are at the 200, you got some moving averages here. It was good earnings for them. I do like this little symbol thing that adding to the chart. It's on everything now. Okay. Um, but if you're gonna get some kind of a bounce, you got some risk to reward right at the 200 on good company with good earnings. It's not really gapping or doing anything fun pre-market, but it would be an interesting spot to try to play the earnings after the fact. Uh, yeah, we did take a look at Lulu. Was it $10 though? What did we close at yesterday? Yes, $9 now. Yeah, so the my problem with Lulu is the resistance up here. Somewhere around 271.24. It actually did get higher after hours yesterday. We were up into this like 275 zone almost. I want this pivot to break first before I could really jump in bullish as a day or swing trade. But otherwise, yeah, not bad. There's some little gappage there, which is nice. ADI, analog devices. Um, Not bad. Technically, we're still in an inside day. We'll see how this one opens. We still got 7 minutes. They're at the very high end of it. They could break out of that. Um, Targets to the higher side would take me to 238.37. So that gives me maybe like $3 to the higher side into targets, which is not bad. The problem is my real support on this one is about 232. So you got about $3 to the high side. You got about uh $2 to the downside. So you still have a little bit better risk reward to the bull side, but I would like to see a little pullback first. So if we could get this pullback, if we could buy it somewhere close to this 232.40 zone, I think that gives us a much better risk reward, and we have our entries very close to kind of where support should be. And then you could even come down with like a 229.28 stop. See if you get the bounce there, and then that gives you plenty of room to the risk reward to the high side. So I would like to see it pull back a little bit, especially since it is inside day. And then we do have a pretty big resistance kind of right above us where I think people probably look to take some profits off the table. Did we look at Dell or no? Did I skip that one? Yep, skip that one. Uh, is YouTube on like massive oh no. I'm watching my like YouTube video of like stuff I did 5 minutes ago. Okay. Dell, so let's see. This is earnings, I believe. When did they report? Last night. They beat by 10% on earnings per share. A cool 887 million, higher than expected. So that's really good earnings. You got a few moving averages right in front of you. It's also a retest gap. You have very strong support now, which was extremely difficult resistance, somewhere around 112.30. Not sure that we get all the way back down there. There is some other support, somewhere around, it's still close, 112.90. I would see if this thing could fade, especially with the moving averages right there. And then I have my next resistance at 117.58. Otherwise, for a swing trade, I wouldn't mind attempting to buy this thing at like, I don't know, that 112. 112, get a stop down to like 107. I wouldn't mind getting filled on that. With bigger targets on this one up to like 123, and then maybe we get to like 127. We gotta scoot Dell up though. We gotta scoot. I hope we get some kind of initial drop. Give me like a high wave candle would be fun on this one, I think. Maybe I like it more than MU, which is almost impossible. I don't know. Unfolding Dawn says Palantir, PLTR. It's just chilling for now. Still above all moving averages. So this is the 20, this is the 50, this is the 100, this is the 200. Clearly above all of it. A really, really big resistance on this one, somewhere at the 32.43. So for the next leg up, and I think that probably takes us to like $35, something like that, if we can get through it. But we'd have to clear this 32.43 first, which is not going to be completely easy. We are up a lot this month alone from this kind of gap down to here. And it's inside day with chop. I still like it bullish. You had a little bit of potential reversal yesterday. This one can make a little bit of a move today. I'd want to almost see this thing pull back to that support resistance. So yesterday's close, coming to like $30.99, $31, something like that. And I think target for today, there's not really much in the way. I'd say watch for this 31.58 today, and then if we start breaking it, you still have 31.81. Really good day would take us into 32.30. But a little bit of resistance above us still, and kind of just inside day. So I think we can catch this one on a pullback. I don't think we have to chase this one out of the gate. Santilla says DG puts after two killed it. I don't know what the two is. I don't know who's killing who. But this is a kill. This is a kill free zone. This is kill free zone. They might have continuation to the downside. I think they come a little bit lower still. I was looking for like $80. I think $80 is a decent price to try, but right now all momentum is to the downside. We have a little bit of a gap up here, so yeah, if you have puts, I like it. I think I'd start to look to unwind some of those puts or lock some of those gains in, especially if you have these, especially if you have puts prior to actual earnings. Like they're probably up pretty massive. Even out of the gate yesterday, if you were grabbing some puts, those are probably up as well. But yeah, looks good. I think it still comes down. The support you really, or the resistance you really want to hold on this is about 87.05, but that's a horrific gap. And usually you see, even if we look at PDD, what do we got? A minute left? PDD had a couple, 2 more days after that disastrous gap down too. So giving it kind of that 3-day rule would be interesting. PDD actually looks not bad here. We're above a pretty big volume zone, and then next target though is about 99.41. So maybe we get a little bit of a bounce here. Otherwise, for me to want to get into this, I'd have some sideways chop days first, which we need a couple more. Marvell and MRVL. Probably got like 12 seconds left. Ooh, gap up on earnings. That looks really good. There's some resistance above us, but we're trapping any bears possible. It's the extended target. You got about 83, 89. But everybody on YouTube land, you guys are incredible. Make sure you guys enjoy it. Keep in mind the market is closed on Monday. Have a great 3-day weekend. Hit the like and thumbs up button, subscribe button.